Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Let's recreate this gown together. It has a deep V neck at the back. It has also a deep V neck at the front, but not compared to that of the back. I mean, it's so cute. If this is something you like to know how to recreate yours for yourself, then watch this video till the end. So I created but I used a different fabric entirely, but in color black. And here's the result after making my camera isn't doing justice. So let's get right into the tutorial. So first thing I did was to go label my chest line, bust point, under bust, my waist, because I'm stopping at my waist. The down part is free, so I'm cutting that on free end. So first thing is go get your basic body block. Then that will serve as a guide to construct the armhole, the cut together armhole together. So what I did was I took out my bust. Note this bust measurement I'm taking is not necessary, but because I want it to serve as a guide so that you understand better and to avoid confusion. So just go ahead and take your measurement. I took my bust measurement, I took my under bust measurement because the gown is fitted at the under bust axis, but the upper part from the shoulder to the under bust is free, and from the under bust to the waist is fitted. So I'll be taking my measurement. I'll take my bust measurement, my bust start measurement, my under bust measurement, and my waist measurement. Now I'm going to connect all the dots, all the points together as seen. My shoulder measurement, can you see that from my shoulder to where I want it to stop? It could be 10, it could be 12, depending on what you want. So I'm going to place my measurements. So I'm using 12 for that. Then I'll come down by 8 or 7, depending on the opening you want to use. So it could either be 7 or it could either be 8, depending on the opening you want. So next thing is to connect the dotted, the part I circled. I came down by 1.5 from that part. Then I'm going to connect it to the shoulder. So we notice that I didn't use the first shoulder. Like I said, it is not necessary, but because of I don't want to convince you, so that you understand that most of the broken line as seen in this pattern drafting are not necessary, but to avoid confusion and for you to understand, that's why I drafted out my full body block. So next thing is I came up by 2 inches from my under bust, and I'm trying to get a curve. So if you look at the picture very well, you realize that there is a curve at the under bust axis. So we are getting there. Next is you come down by the opening you have there, which I said you could come down by 7, you could come down by 8, depending on the opening you want to work with. Then what I'm going to do is I'll come out here from down that bust. First, extend let's extend the leg out. So I'm going to extend that my 8 inches or 7 inches out. I extended that part out. Then next thing is I came out by 1 inch rather. I came out by 1 inch, and I connected that way to get my curve, just like how we make our bubble dresses. You know how we make our bubble dresses, right? Then on the down part, you will come in by 1 or 1.5 and give it a slant. As you can see that this pattern is already giving shape of what we want, right? Next is you want to determine the depth of your neck. It could be 8, it could be 8.5, it could be 9, it could be 10, depending on what you want. But for me, I'm using 8 inches for this pattern. I don't want it to be too deep. because the back is really revealing, so I don't want the front also to be too revealing. So 8 is just perfect. 7 too is not bad, depend on what you are comfortable wearing. And voila, we are done with our pattern. It's giving, right? Absolutely. So I'm going to close up my dart. You know that um our front is measurement is different from our back measurement. Normally you wondering why did she even had that? Because it's like it's free at the upper part. Why did I had that? You understand why I had that at the end of this video. So I'm going to go and get my masking tape and tape that down. Like I said, our half back for our front is different from our half back for the back. So next thing is you're going to get two slash and spread to get the fullness we need for the front part. So I'm just using my marker to outline the lines to make it visible. Then I'll label 1 to 10. So now we're going to cut out. Can you see? So I'm going to cut out the underbusts. Then I'll keep that aside. Then I'll cut out the armhole. See, the way we do it, I'm sure we all know how to make boo, right? So this should not be new. Then you cut out your slant, your shoulder slant. You also cut out your neck. And I'm going to set that aside and we'll head to the back. Isn't this pretty? Isn't this pretty? This is so nice. The pattern alone is giving, so obviously the outfit would it. This is what we have at the end of the day. So let's head to the back. So for the back, if you notice the picture at the back is there's a deep V neck at the back. So I'm going to take out my waist measurement. As my waist to my underbust, I have 2.5 inches there. So what I'll do next is I will now go and take my back pattern. I would measure that 2.5. I'll take it away from my half back. So my half back is 15.5. So I'll measure 2.5 from my half back and I'll outline the line. So I'm doing this such a way that by the time you're done drafting out, when you place it on your fabric and you decide to join, the lines will be together. I mean the lines will be equal. They will lay properly. They will fall on the equal line. Not like one will be longer or one will be shorter. I mean all your joining would connect right. So the next thing I'm doing is we are simply replacing everything we did for the front to the back. So same thing I did for the front is what I did for the back. I took out my slant, I came down by 8, I came also out by another bust, I came out by 1, I connect it. It's very simple, very easy. So at the back, like I said, at the back we have a very um deep V neck. So you could decide to go up, but I decided to come down because the image it is very deep. So I had to just follow what the client wants. So it's actually a deep V neck. So if it was for me, I don't think I'll come as much as the video. It is too deep for my own liking. But because it's the client's work, I have to do exactly. So now I place the side together. Do you see that they are equal? Now you see why I did what I did, right? So by the time you place your sides together, after joining, the joining lines will be equal. they will align together. The joining line will align, they will fall on the same direction. Not like one will be longer than one or one will be shorter than one. Do you see what I just did? So when you by the time you minus 2.5 that you have for from your front, take it away from your half back, the whatever you have will serve as your supposed underbust. It sounds awkward, right? No, there is no underbust for the back, but I'm saying whatever you have left will be the length you will be needing to get your deep V neck. I don't know if I'm making sense. I just hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So now the next thing now is to connect the slants together. Have Then you come down. I never knew my camera was not, did not take full coverage of this video. I apologize, but it's simply the way I did it at the front. That's the same way I'm doing it at the back. So now I'm just trying to get my slash and spread. I mean, the distance between each. So now we just slash and spread. So let's go get our lines. So just connect that down. So normally I would have said I should tighten. So now let's create our lines. Then I'm going to use the marker to make it visible. As you can see me doing. Very easy to make. I hope you try this for yourself. So I'm going to label it 1 to 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I made a mistake somewhere. I didn't create my waist, my back, that for my zipper line. So I made a mistake somewhere. I didn't connect my zipper line the way we create our back, that will take out 0.5 inches from the zipper line. I didn't do that, so I'm just doing that right now before cutting out. So you need to contour your back to avoid bulge when you fix your zipper. So I did that and I replaced it, then I cut out eventually. I mean, the back is really deep. Can you see what is left for the waist? So it's not compulsory your back should be this deep. You can decide to take it up. For me, this back is just too deep for me. But based on what the clients want, we have to just, do what the clients want. I mean, so I'm going to cut that out, as you can see. Then cut out the neck. Then I'll place my front and back together. So your front and back should align, because you don't want to cut a different front and a different back, and at the end of the day you start struggling with the joining, or to give you this awkward shape when you are joining it. So just ensure that they align together. So I'm just giving you a glance of what your back should look like. Can you see? So I'm going to place my front and back together. I'm going to trim off to ensure that they align properly. I mean, if your shoulder stance is not the same, take your scissors and trim the bigger part. Just make sure they align together. And next thing is to go and cut it on my fabric. So I'm going to go up Now we're going to go and apply our slash and spread method on the fabric. So you see me trimming off some unwanted parts, right? Exactly. So now I'm gonna head to slash it out on the fabric. So your slashing out shouldn't be too wide. Depending on what you want, depending on how fuller you want it to be. I'm sure you understand this by now, right? So it shouldn't be too the space, the gap in between shouldn't be too much. Like I said, depending on how full you want it to turn out. So now I'm showing you how I cut the flay. I cut out my flay, easy peasy. And there is what we have. So if you find this video helpful, do well to follow, drop a like. See you in my next video. Bye.